Hi, everybody. It's Stephanie Thomas
This is Harry Thomas
of Thomas and Thomas PC.
We're the Sales Tax Sisters.
Yes, you are. Thank you for saying that.
Sure.
Today we're going to be answering some questions that we got in the comment section of one of our videos. And I know only one person obviously submitted the question, but this is good for everybody, I think.
We are going to be answering Andrea's question. Are digital downloads taxable? She tells us that she does mock-ups. And I issued an invitation to Andrea. I know everybody's so used to switching bait and getting scammed by people who won't answer your question. They want to put the bite on you. We're not doing that. This is the deal. We're going to answer this question. We're going to answer this question in front of everybody because it highlights something that we tell people all the time. Mm-hmm. Andrea, and I responded to you in the comment section. We don't know enough to tell you a good answer. We don't know what you do. We don't know when you say you do that you provide digital downloads, the mock-ups, are you doing web design? Are you doing any kind of,
did you say blueprints or something?
Blueprints. I mean, we need context. Nobody can give you a valid answer to whether or not you should be charging tax if they don't know what you do.
And if they don't know where you are.
Yeah. And it makes a difference. Mm-hmm. So don't think that you're being blown off or anything like that. It's just one of those things where, is there a simple answer to your question? Yes. But it's a decision tree. You have to go through a whole lot of different steps usually so that you can figure it out. We don't know what you do. And the rules for different industries, they're very different. If you're talking about Texas and you say digital downloads, now we talked about website design. Mm-hmm. Website design in Texas is taxable. If you're talking about doing blueprints, if you're providing blueprints as part of a contract and you say, okay, I'm gonna give you this number of mock-ups, then that's not subject to sales tax. If somebody calls you and says, like if you have a contract and you say I'm gonna give you 10, and somebody calls you up and says, well, we need 2 more, that is subject to sales tax. So there are nuances there.
Especially if you're doing like these blueprints and you are an engineer or you are an architect or something like that, that is part and parcel of that professional service. And those professional services are not taxable here in Texas. Whereas
but with the proviso of, if you have a contract with somebody and says you're providing this number, and you go outside that is.
Exactly.
And if you're providing access to somebody and it's online, because this is very popular, everybody does software as a service. I have subscription services where you are paying somebody a monthly fee to make something available to them. That in Texas is software as a service. That's taxable all day long. Mm-hmm. It's taxable data processing. Mm-hmm. So we need to know where you are, exactly what you are doing, because general rules may not apply to your situation.
Exactly. And the other thing is, and we find this a lot with people, is that especially when they're doing services, mm-hmm. you have terms that you use in your industry and they don't necessarily match up to the controller's definitions and terms. And I'm going to sound old school. When you're dealing with taxability, everyone is a squirrel trying to get a nut. What you are doing has to meet with the controller's definition. They're not going to work around you. You have to work in their world to determine the correct taxability treatment. So that's why we need more information about what exactly it is you're doing, because the taxability treatment can be different.
It can. And you have a lot of people that do a lot of different things within the context of one transaction. Sales tax is a transactions tax. So think of it this way. I was dealing with someone who was saying that they were telling me that they could truncate their invoices, the way that they were keeping them, and not keep the description of what they were actually selling. And I said, oh, no. No, I need a description, line item by line item, if that's the way you're doing it, so that I know exactly what you sold. Because within one invoice, one thing can be taxable, the other thing might not be taxable. And if you have that going on, you have to be able, you need to mark on your invoice what's taxable, what's not, so that people can follow what you actually taxed.
And if you're doing something and you have taxable items as well as non-taxable items, and it's all one lump sum, that's not good, people.
No, because what can happen with that is when you lump all that together is if the if the taxable portion of that, I think, is more than 5%, the whole charge becomes taxable.
That's right. That's why we were saying about your invoices. Your invoicing determines taxability too.
Yeah. So, Andrea, would love to help you. Hit me up. Give me some detail. Because the answer to your question with just a simple question is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
like it depends.
Yeah.
It depends what you're doing. It depends where you are. It depends how you invoice it. It depends.
It does. And that's the thing about it, is that this, like I said, this is a very important area. You want to get this right. You want to understand it. The controller is not asking you, or your taxing authority is not asking you to understand the entire tax code. They want you to understand the portion, that little sliver that pertains to you. And if you do more than one thing, something that you do may not be taxable, something else might be. So when you get these great bright ideas, we did it, of not only am I going to do X, I'm going to add on to it, I'm going to do Y. You need to be thinking about the sales tax consequences of that decision, because you can take something that you were doing that was not taxable, and now you have a taxable component to it.
Yeah. Hope that helped.
If you like the video, please thumb us up, consider subscribing, and keep sending questions. We like answering them. We will help you out as much as we possibly can. And if you decide that you need more information, or you need more, or you want to give us detail to drill down to that answer, go on over to the website, www.thomaspc.com. Go on the contact page and drop me a line. And we also have written blogs on there. So if there's something that's kind of tickling your fancy, you think you might want to know more about it, hit the library. You never know. There's short blogs, though. Don't do long books. Y'all have a good one. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.